What are your thoughts as a Broadway actor? Do you like actor or actress? What do you like?
Doesn't matter.
Some people,
Actress feels pretentious.
I said something to an
Even though
actress
it's
once,
feminine.
and they were like, "No, I like actor." You know, male, female.
I used to say that I liked. I don't care anymore.
It's like, I like performer
It's the
or
same.
ham.
Performer.
Ham's good. I like ham.
But you know, I do believe that there's a difference
There
between
is.
performers and actors.
Totally.
How do you feel about doing the first revival of this show?
I felt like somebody had dropped a 12-ton giant thing on my back to make sure I was going to do something good with something that everybody loved so much. And so once it sort of looked like it was going to be okay, it was started to be.
So there was no pressure.
It sort of looked like it is gotten rave reviews everywhere, and you're working with an incredible cast with a good friend of mine, Matt Morrison.
Matt has been, and Matt was in Piazza too, and he's incredible in the piece. So I found all my friends. We got the best people I could find in the universe to do this thing and to make sure it was going to be good.
And you gave Chris Catelli an incredible opportunity as well.
And Chris is. Have you worked with Chris?
I did Radio City Music Hall's Christmas show with Chris when I was 9.
When you were 9, yes, and he was 17.
He was 17. He won Miss Dance.
Yes, we talked about
Mr. Dance.
He could have won either. Chris is incredible, and what's great about Chris is he's very subtle and very quiet, and it just gets better and better and better and better and better, and that's perfect for me because it wasn't a show that wanted to be like choreographed.
Each night before the show, and we never missed it, we all came in at 7 o'clock, and we ran those card games every night. So when people said it's so seamless and so effortless, well, the work was done to make it effortless. Yeah,
and that's the gift.
Proving the old adage that the preparation is all.
That's
you know,
Make
yeah.
them think it's happening
Yeah.
on
That's
the spot.
it. Yeah, and people would say things like, we love when you improvise. Well, there wasn't one improvised word, and everything was like music. It was carefully prepared.
Well, it was a music, a symphony, and you brought it to glorious life. And Portavardi, now you're bringing his words to life once again.
Yeah, I couldn't resist that. I mean, initially I said no, but Neil Pepe is a very persuasive person and a great, artistic director. And after I had said no, and it wasn't for any other reason except for the fact that I was tired. Sure. And I said, how can I do this? We're going to start rehearsals the day after we finish with the Seafarer, and I'm bruised and battered. I need to rest. Right. And he said, why don't you go away for 10 days and have a holiday and come back and do 8 days rehearsal? We'll rehearse the other 2 guys while you're away. And luckily it's a play where we don't interact. Right. So that's what we did. So I went out to the desert. I was sat out there under a tree and with my script, did 2 hours work on it every day. I came back knowing it, and it's been a huge hit.
When you first got the job and you first heard all that music, what was one of the first things you did to meld it together? Because it all comes together in the life of that neighborhood, that community.
I couldn't make it come together because I didn't have any experience in hip-hop or salsa.
Okay.
And so for the first 6 months, I only did research. So for 6 months, I worked on vocabulary and worked on processing the music and figuring out where the styles landed.
Sure.
And then I started choreographing like myself. And then I made my choreography, and my team helped make my choreography match the styles. So it was really a slow process. But from the very beginning, I definitely heard the movement. I didn't see the movement because I didn't know the dance steps yet. But I heard how it evolved, and I heard how it synthesized.
And okay, then that first moment where you saw it visually come to life.
Yeah.
What was there a number that brought it to life in your mind? You were like, aha, I got it.
I started with the opening number, and,
Okay.
and actually we evolved many versions of the opening number.
Sure.
And we did a week-long workshop of that, and that was really helpful to make that happen. But every number had these little moments that I understood, and that would bring a tear to my eye or bring the hair up on the back of my neck. And so from when I find those moments, it's about the build-up to landing that moment. But what was great, I always said about Lynn's music that it was like the film The Matrix. Like I could see the numbers.
Yeah.
Like I understood it.
I
And
bet.
for a choreographer, there's nothing more thrilling than understanding the music, and there's nothing more aggravating and frustrating than not understanding the music, because you can do entire projects and never get it right.
Was there an aha moment? Was there one number that you sort of said, I'm figuring out how we're doing it, or how it?
Yeah, there were a lot of those moments. I mean, Wash That Man. Actually, Wonderful Guy was one of the ones that really took a process, because if you fit it into that framework and the way we kind of crafted the first act, Kelly O'Hara and Nellie Forbush is sitting on a bench at twilight.
Sure.
And this is one of the great iconic numbers in the
so many
repertoire.
iconic numbers, right?
You know,
Exactly.
so you can't just have her sitting in a pool of light in the dark.
Right.
So at some point we thought, well, I just thought, well, God, what do we do? And then it sort of dawned on me halfway, right toward the beginning of the preview period, that there was a moment in that number where she sort of went into her own sort of fantasy world, and it was that one place, or one of two 2 or 3 places in the play where I actually came out of that realistic storytelling and went into this fantasy environment. And it gave me the license to elevate it and make it brighter and make it more poetic, like it needed to be.
Sure. Most people equate you being a musical performer that you're going to go overboard and not be real. But the best, like South Pacific, the best performances are real. It's not,
and
it's
even
not a
in the
different
most,
medium.
in the biggest shows, the biggest, broadest characters, there are some people who keep it grounded and truthful and are able to find the comedy from that truthful place.
Going back to Hairspray, you took a cartoon character that could have been a cartoon character and made her real.
Well,
You know,
I don't know about that.
no, but you know, but I think that's why that was so successful. The whole musical had that, especially
Well, that's Jack O'Brien.
Sure.